time is it? 5 o'clock? Predator reviewing time. Alright, this is a really lame joke from the movie. Today we are looking at the Predator Hound from NECA's Predators series. NECA's Predator figures have kind of gotten confused now a little bit, seeing as they've moved on from the 2010 movie onto doing some of the older characters. So now the box will say whatever movie the character's from, whether it be Predator, Predators, Predator 2. So the cards can vary now a little bit, looking a little different, and as far as I know, this is probably the last figure we're getting from the Predators line. And it is the Predator Hound, which, really cool that NECA made this guy. Really excited that they decided to put this out because, I mean, did anybody think this was going to be in the cards when they first started talking Predator? Now before we get into reviewing this guy, I have to ask, how the heck do these guys eat? I'm taking a look at him here. He's got all these tusks and stuff coming off of his face. He's got these long ones at the bottom, 4 big ones up top, and 2 on either side of the mouth. How does food get into this mouth here? I really don't know. I almost feel like they'd have to have a big long frog tongue to shoot out of here and pick up some morsels to chew on, because those are some long tusks on there. The figure is really nicely done. Seeing that NECA doesn't really do a whole lot of quadruped figures, I was interested to see how they were going to pull this one off. And they did a spectacular job. I thought they might be reusing the same kind of body they used in Shatterbeast, but this is a whole new thing. And really just a wonderful body shape. The detailing is nice, there's spikes and spines all over this guy. His feet are well detailed, even the bottom, the pads are detailed on it. The underside here. The inside of the mouth is detailed. Detail up in there. The roof of the mouth is textured. Really freaking cool. I remember when this guy was first being shown off online, there were people commenting about how the Tracker Predator had such issues with his tusks, how they broke and it was so easy for them to just snap, and how much of a pain in the butt this guy was going to be because it's the Tracker Predator with a bajillion different tusks. But all of these are really well done. They're all a little flexible. They're not like a soft rubber or anything like that, but they definitely have a bit of flexibility to them, so I don't think they're going to break from a minor fall. These ones are probably the most rigid, but they're also the most protected. Same with the ones on the back here. And you have these long, soft, tendril-y type things, which feel a little breakable. Like if you mess with them too much, they might start to wear and break, but if you leave them alone for the most part, I think you're going to be fine. I was really surprised when I got this guy to see how little I'm afraid of it breaking. It seems like it's a really sturdy figure. The paint detail is just awesome, and it accents the sculpt beautifully. Just the jaw on here, the head alone is just incredible. The little slits for eyes, all the little details and wrinkles, the gums coming out, the gross teeth. NECA really knocked it out of the park with this one. All their Predator figures are good. This one's really nice, especially since it is a brand new sculpt head to toe and tail and spike ridge. Let's get right into the articulation because there's a lot to go over. As I've already shown you, he has the articulated lower jaw, and kind of hard to get your fingers in there to move it, but it's definitely there. The front part of the head is able to swivel. I think it is a bit of a ball joint, but you don't get a whole lot of up and down out of it, but it does swivel side to side. Back here in the base of the neck, you have a ball joint. Then you do left, right, up and down, and swivel. The front legs, you can move them up and down, rotate, bend and rotate at the knee, and bend at the ankle. You can also rotate down there as well. Here in the waist, it's another ball joint. You can get all kinds of articulation out of that, and also rotation. Ball jointed rear legs. The articulation here isn't as well hidden as it is in some of the forward joints. You can look in there and actually see the joints back there, but it's also mostly due to the shape that these legs would come up to this pointed ridge up here. So it's kind of hard to hide that. They have a full range of articulation. Not as much this way as you might get with something else, but just limited by the sculpt. They also seem to be kind of tied together, so that if you move one leg, the pair can move together. Or, of course, you can just move them separately. Come down here to the knee, bend. There's rotation on that one as well. Here at the, I guess this technically is the ankle. You can bend and rotate as well. And down at the foot, you can rotate and bend just a little bit. Not a whole lot of bend in that leg. That is a whole lot of articulation for one figure. Really impressive. I thought we were going to get something more akin to the Chatter Beast, where it had a neck joint, a mouth joint, and then the 4 shoulders and maybe a paw. Definitely a long way from that old Hellraiser figure here. The amount of poses you can get him in are just pretty cool too. All those legs being so articulated, you can really just let your imagination go nuts on this guy. If you're a fan of the 2010 Predators movie, this is definitely a piece you need to pick up at least one of. Definitely an important piece to have next to your Tracker Predator. And a perfect opportunity maybe to do a little bit of army building in your Predator's diorama if you happen to have one. My only gripe really with this figure is that I was really hoping he was going to come with the robot Falcon for Falconer. It would have been really nice to have Tracker get his pet and just throw in the teeny tiny little thing that Falconer needed to kind of complete him. I don't understand. I know the Falcon wasn't used much in the movie, but it really seems like it needs some more love in toy and anything else form. It's really kind of a shame that wasn't in here. I'm sure they could have thrown in the accessory. But with just this guy by himself, it's really cool. He's bigger than I expected. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I can't get them both in frame together, but here you can get a vague idea of how he stands next to the Tracker Predator. So he's a very good sized piece. I honestly expected him to be maybe about 75% of the size he is. Tops. But he's a nice big figure. Definitely a plus to your Predator collection. And if you're a fan of the 2010 movie, definitely something I would recommend you pick up. Very, very cool. And as we're wrapping up the review here on the Predator Hound, gotta remind you, Predator Week, as I am dubbing this, is not over yet. The Gort Predator review coming soon, maybe next. And along with that, I am still trying to hunt down the Predator Elder. The first one I bought broke, so I am hunting down any of them at any Toys R Us I can find. Because when I went to go return them and exchange them, this was all that was left on the pegs. This one solitary dog. So more Predator reviews to come, more reviews in general to come, so make sure you stay tuned here at Outside the Box Reviews.